Hey, what up, guys? It's Austin. In today's video, we'll talk about Mortal Kombat 12 and Sorcerers. In the Mortal Kombat lore, we have three powerful sorcerers. The previous Deadly Alliance consisting of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, and the evil head Shinnok. The only time all three of them were playable in the same game was in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Granted, they kind of made everyone playable in that title. So it is highly likely that at least one of them will skip Mortal Kombat 12. Which brings us to the question of this video. If you could choose one, which sorcerer would you bring back? To make your decision easier or harder depending on how biased you are, let's dig a bit deeper in their lore, starting off with Shinnok. Shinnok is the rarest out of the big three, only having been playable in MK4, MK Armageddon, and MKX. You can probably tell there are huge gaps between his appearances, but if we learned one thing the last couple of years, it's that not all NRS patterns are forever. His gameplay in MK4 was somewhat lame as he had no unique moveset whatsoever. By inputting certain commands, you'd technically morph into a character. If you wanted to have Scorpion's moveset, for example, you would input forward back Light Punch and play with Scorpion's moves for a set period of time. Pretty similar to Shang Tsung, but kind of on a budget. This would change in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, where he would get a unique weapon and his own special moves. Some of those moves carried over all the way to Mortal Kombat X, like his skeleton hand and his teleport. But it's not just gameplay that makes Shinnok a memorable character. He proved time and time again that he is a threat to anyone but himself, having been the final boss in MK4 and the reason Raiden turned into Dark Raiden MKX after he almost ended Earthrealm as they knew it. So Shinnok definitely deserves some respect. Let's continue with his previous servant, Quan Chi. Making his debut in MK4, Quan Chi has had a long journey throughout different MK games, having been playable in MK4, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, MK9, and of course MKX. Being the ruler of the Netherrealm, he plays a huge role in the MK lore, even when he wasn't playable like in MK vs DCU, and I think it's fair to say that he has a stronger personality than Shinnok, with memorable moves like the Skull Toss which carried from MK4 all the way to MKX, his bitter rivalry with Scorpion, and a voice that has been with him since 2008.
Reward will be nullified, and with it, the barrier that prevents your entry into Earthrealm.
And for the fun of it, let's not forget about his awesome gibberish too. He's a dirtbag, definitely not ashamed to take a cheap shot here and there, but I guess that's what evil sorcerers do. Last but not least,
the original big bad boss.
Boy oh boy, what a character he is. The shapeshifter has been playable in so many games, it's hard to keep track of. MK1, MK2, UMK3 and Trilogy, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, MK vs DC, MK9, and MK11. That is quite a resume. There are so many things that make this character unique and memorable that he deserves a dedicated video just for him. His soul steel that allows him to morph into an opponent, his long rivalry with Liu Kang, and his overall evil nature make him one, if not the most memorable sorcerer of the Mortal Kombat franchise. And let's not forget about that quote.
Your soul is mine.
Which brings us back to the question, if you had to choose one of the three, who would you choose? I personally am going with Shang Tsung, especially if Cary Tagawa is voicing him. I wasn't a huge fan of his gameplay in MK11, but man oh man did he steal the show in the Aftermath story. His performance was so captivating that one could easily forget that he is the bad guy, and the bad guy he sure was. If you chose his ending, you know that he finally got his will, with almost all realms conquered and ruled by him. He was a DLC in MK11, so who knows, maybe he will make his way into MK12 as a main character. Well, that being said, this video. So what do you think? If you had to choose one sorcerer for Mortal Kombat 12, who would you go with? Please leave in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys later. With someone signing out. Peace.